Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears for the next 15 minutes because they are going to be in for a bit of a treat. Musically, on Fast Tracks this week, Andy Chatterley, The Hours, Calvin Harris, Kevin Rudolph featuring Lil Wayne, The Filthy Dukes, we catch up with ATFC for a bit of a chat, and we have a massive giveaway from the Stereo MCs. First though, brand new video from a group you know I like. The Japanese pop stars come from Derry in Northern Ireland, and this is their new single. It's called Face Melter. Face Melter. We've all had that feeling. Brand new from the Japanese pop stars, and this is number 3 on this week's Bedroom Bedlam chart. This is Itchy Feet. They're Andy Lane and Gareth Morgan from Bristol, and this is Wrong Turn. Number 3 on this week's Bedroom Bedlam chart. Moving on, time for this week's confessional. We're going to meet a man who has been making great dance music, well, for forever. Here he is, ATFC.
Hi, I'm Aidan ATFC, and you're watching Pete Tong's Fast Tracks. It's been a really busy year, actually. I've moved to Spain, I've been there for a year now, and I've also got back in bed with Defected Records, done some remixes and tracks for them, notably Speed Up, Funker Man. Also, I did Dubfire's Roadkill for Toolroom. And very recently there's been praise to the JBs and Just a Beat, which have done really well on Beatport. And there's Bad Habit 09 forthcoming as well. How did it all start? I guess the normal apprenticeship of mobile discos, birthdays, weddings, bar mitzvahs, you name it, from the age of about 13. Mum and Dad bought me my first set of decks and I went out, hired church halls, and charged my friends £2 each to get in. From that, it progressed to making records in the studio and slowly DJing around the south coast and in London, doing my own parties. The normal thing really, the standard sort of way of getting, or at least the traditional way of getting into DJing. And finally, it was the big records that took me onto another level, 3 top 40s, and here I am. I guess the last year has been a bit of a renaissance for me. I moved to Spain and that took the pressure off in a lot of different areas. So I was able to have a lot more fun in the studio. I was working in the sun for one, and I think it shows in the productions that I'm having a lot more fun and not really caring as much as I used to, just trying different things. Like I said, I'm back in bed with Defected Records, so there's been a lot of successful productions and remixes on that side of things. Also, Toolroom Records, I'm working with them a lot. So just trying to tread 2 different styles, the tougher, slightly more electronic stuff for Toolroom, and my, you wouldn't call it funky house, but that's the funkier side of it with Defected.
More confessional from ATFC in a few minutes' time. Right now, a remix for you from another talented Scottish lad, Mr. Calvin Harris, remixing a band who released an album that moved me a couple of years ago. They are The Hours, led by an amazing lead singer, Ant. He's got a new album on the way for 2009, but here is a preview. The first single, it is called See the Light, masterfully reworked by Mr. Calvin Harris. Hold on, hold Calvin Harris with his brand new remix of The Hours, See the Light. Excellent. And a new album from The Hours in 2009. Right. One way of becoming a superstar and eventually driving a rather large car, you know, and having more than one mobile phone is to win the Bedroom Bedlam competition. Here is someone who didn't win it this week because they're number 2. So you have to keep driving a small car. Bad for the environment anyway. This is Joe Brunning. He was voted Young DMC Mixing Champion of the Year 2001, judged by Carl Cox no less. This is his tune. It's called Let the Music Free Your Mind. So near and yet so far. Number 2 on this week's Bedroom Bedlam chart as voted for by you. If you're making them, then we need to hear them. The instructions are on the screen right now. More hot music right now on Fast Tracks. This is Kevin Rudolph featuring Lil Wayne with the Filthy Jukes responsible for the remix. This is Let It Rock, and it does.
Because when I arrive, I bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher, what this is. Forgot, I must now remind you, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Just let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Just let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Wayne's World, Planet Rock, Penny's Drop, and the top. If she go rock to the camera stop, I sing about angels like Angel and Pamela, and Samantha, and Amanda, and Tamara, me, Najee, I'm in here like, bitch, what's up? Mechanic, me, I can fix you up, I can dig you up, I can dig you down, shout it, we could go wherever, just pick a town.
Wonderments from the left field. That was the Filthy Jukes remix of Let It Rock from Kevin Rudolph featuring Lil Wayne. Right, this week's upfront tune comes from a man whose studio is just outside the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal's home, of course. That's not the reason we picked this. It is because it's rather good. It's called Access the Future, and it rocks. It's Andy Chatterley. One half of Skylark going solo there, Mr. Andy Chatterley, and a rather rocking tune, Access the Future. I think a bit of a tribute to an old tune called Access from DJ Misha. Here is more of ATFC's Confessional.
Defected in the House Goer is what it says on the tin, really. It's a compilation obviously released by Defected, which is aiming to focus on the emerging house scene that's coming out of India, and specifically Goa. I think Goa is seen traditionally as a very trancey area, but that seems to be changing with companies like Submerge putting on big events. I've heard up to 40,000 people go mad in the sun on the beach, and I've heard a lot of great things. Simon Dunmore on Copyright came back this year saying how great their tours were over there. So I think it makes sense for Defected to focus on that part of the world. Yeah, it was very kind of Mr. Tong to mention that my remix of Dubfire's Roadkill was verging on genius. I'm going to use that in my bio for years and years to come. I don't know, it was one of those things that came about really quickly. In fact, I asked the guys at Toolroom if I could remix the record, and I didn't want any money for it. I just wanted to do it. I had an idea, and it came together in about 2 days, and it's done me a lot of good, that remix. And I think sparked a whole new sort of style for me, slightly electronic, but not veering too far away from the funky elements. A mixture of live elements and the electronic elements seem to work well, and it keeps the blokes and the girls on the dance floor. From now to the end of the year, we've got the Bad Habit release, which I've done 6 mixes of, God knows why. And then obviously lots of DJing all over the place, culminating in the Sunburn Festival in Goa. For all my dates and more information about ATFC, check defected.com or myspace.com/thefunkychile, FUNKICHILE. You got that?
Consider yourself introduced. That was ATFC on this week's Confessional. Right now, it's number 1 on the Bedroom Bedlam chart. Thrilled to have this release on. This is Jalebi Cartel, who say they're the fastest growing live act in New Delhi, and they're aiming to put India well and truly on the dance map. You can be the judge. This is Apartment 88. If you want more of this stuff, don't forget to head over to Beatport after the show to download the latest Bedroom Bedlam EP. Number 1 on this week's Bedroom Bedlam chart. Hear that in full at fasttracks.tv, and whilst you're there, you could stand a chance of winning a rather fabulous Stereo MC's prize this week. We're giving away signed albums, t-shirts, singles, and a rather strange looking kind of kid bubble blower looking USB stick. For those of you that would prefer to watch Fast Tracks on your mobile, a bonus cut on that show from Alison Marks this week with Community Vision. That's all we've got time for on Fast Tracks. I'll be back again with another stack of hot releases. Look after yourself until then. I will be back.